we have a shit ton of fight announcements. Let's go through them here very quickly. BC, we'll start with this one. And I saw this and I was like, damn, they're doing Wonder Boy dirty. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Thompson. There's a timetable not set, but likely before the end of the year. Holy shit. Now listen.
Yeah.
Stephen Thompson, he can surprise people, even in this advanced age that he has. But fucking giving him to Rakhmonov, it just feels like they're setting him up for an execution. That is Thompson.
But yeah, it's also the right fight to make. Seriously, it really is, timing-wise, the right opponent at the right time. Different style from the most recent ones. Veteran, former title contender, all that can still fill up a marquee and help give a little bit of a rub. But yes, that's a lot to ask of a guy at this age. Damn. But Luke, it could be the right test. Could really be. What if Shavkat's got to think and be really violent and precise, but also really think, Luke?
Yeah, he will. He'll have to think his way through, but he tends to do that pretty easily. This is an interesting one. Tony Ferguson wants to go back to welterweight and take on the Leech. Or I want to say back to welterweight. I think he had fought there previously. But Jingliang confirmed for UFC 279 September 10th. I got to tell you.
Wasn't he a welterweight tough champion, Luke? Wasn't that true?
Yes, he had previously fought at welterweight. My point is, I got to say, he went to Jackson's. He went up a weight class, which at this point in his age is probably not it's actually a pretty good idea. And Jingliang, very, very tough, very difficult fight. But it seems like, at least in theory, winnable for Ferguson. I got to say, I kind of like this a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, so I don't like it, but I think Tony has deserved a chance to have this opportunity, a chance to carve out one more run on your own terms. I'm suspect of it just on what I've seen, and this opponent could do damage on him, Luke, if it goes bad. So it is an interesting fight from the standpoint that we really don't know if it'll go bad and maybe really bad, or if this is sort of the right matchup that an old sort of legend, and that's what Tony is. The fans treat him like he is. He's deserved it. Again, he's capable of winning it, yes. But, oh, God, Luke, I know.
I didn't expect this Chandler, you're like...
Hit me in the feels, dude. I didn't realize I love Tony that much. It's hitting me in the feels to watch the wheels just fall off one by one. And again, there's not matchmaking that can't do him an honor if they want to do that. This is a tough-ass fight, Luke. This is a real hard fight he's got.
It certainly is. All right, Andre Fili taking on Bill Algeo. By the way, these are going to go in chronological order. So first one I mentioned, the Tony Ferguson fight, September 10th. Bill Algeo and Andre Fili, of course, a featherweight contest. Algeo coming off that win over Herbert Burns. This will be September 17th, UFC Vegas 60. Fun fight. I like it. Algeo's due for a step up in competition, and this is a good test.
And Fili keeps teasing that he's ready to make that real prime run of his maturation, Luke. He keeps teasing it.
How about this one?
He's teasing you.
He is. He is certainly teasing me. Bo Nickal taking on Donovan Beard. This will be Dana White's Contender Series Week 10, which will be September 27th. For folks who may not know, Donovan Beard, he just won, I'm not sure if he won or defended it, but he is the existing CFFC middleweight champion. He has a 7-1 record. Now, I actually like this fight a lot because folks are like, I'll just send him to the UFC. And yes, we all really agree he can beat Bo Nickal, UFC level competition, and maybe he'll just run through this guy like a freight train too. It's certainly possible. But a guy who's 7-1, holds a title on the regional scene, okay, now we are going to get a much clearer sense of exactly where his abilities lie. This fight may go to the second or third round. We may see a little bit more of Bo Nickal's game, or we may not. Either way, this is the first test in his career that will give us at least some kind of indication about where he's at.
Yeah, it's aggressive, but it's not dangerously aggressive yet, because, there's some criticism of, could he already be there right now? Did he already show you enough? Yeah, combined he did. But why rush? You like this. They have made mistakes in the past with certain guys rushing. So this is a way of having your own development system. It's like on the boxing side, people will forever credit Top Rank for being the best matchmakers. They just know how to get a guy from point, A to point B and have him experience what he needs to experience to make sure he's ready for it. As much as we always praise the matchmaking that's like video game level matchmaking, like high on a couch, who are the two most exciting guys, let's match them together. We all love that, right? And we get a lot of that. This is also kind of necessary. And I think, the cameras aren't normally this zoomed in on this part of a fighter's career, even a fighter who's, is seemed destined for big things. But we can still watch that growth and make it must see, and it has been. I think it will be. Bo looks like a pretty cool dude, Luke. Okay, I don't know if that equals winning fights, but I think if we had him on the couch one day, I think we'd all fall in together.
All right, that's weird. Jairzinho Rozenstruik will take on Chris Daukaus. This will be UFC Vegas 61 October 1st. Heavyweight contest. Chris Daukaus, I think, looking for some rebound opportunities. I think Rozenstruik, same kind of way. It just seems to me, if I'm Daukaus, I might want to consider wrestling a little bit here. I don't know.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like the perfect losers bracket TV fight. Somebody's going to get knocked out. Both need it really bad, but you do wonder if this is the point where Daukaus adds on, makes a pivot. This is a perfect fight for that. I mean, on the flip side, Luke, Rozenstruik's stock, not all that high right now.
No.
I mean, is this a make or break fight? I mean, we love to add that on top. We like to just put that candle right on top of the cupcake, Luke.
I don't know if it's that, but I'll tell you, for Chris Daukaus, it would be the biggest name on his record, right? For sure that, if he can get the win. How about this one, dude? Can you believe it? CM Punk is calling fights, which is a good gig, by the way, I think, for CFFC. But Mike Jackson, still the MMA media guy, still in the UFC. He's going to take on Pete Rodriguez. This will be UFC Vegas 62, October 15th. God bless Mike Jackson, boy. He has had a much longer UFC run than I thought was going to happen. So good for him.
I mean, it's hard because, he's acted like a peacock in the cage, and that really, really pissed off Dana. But it's like, do I think he's a clown for that? I mean, some of the antics kind of made you feel cringy.
He's a good dude. I like Mike Jackson.
But he's also proving that, not only does he have a chance to redeem his sort of reputation on how we've known him up to this point, you keep getting chances and come back. It shows you're a survivor and a fighter, and that takes some navigation too. I mean, a lot of guys would have gone full-time videographer after that moment, Luke, but he's going to come back and fight it out. So I'm going to be interested. I want to see this. Yeah,
I got barbecue with him in Texas. What fight was that? Can't remember. And he's a good dude. He's a funny guy. All right. Misha Serkinov taking on Alonzo Menefield, UFC Vegas 62. It's the same card, October 15th. Here's why that's relevant. Remember, Serkinov jumped down to 185 to see what he could do there. It didn't go all that great. So Menefield is a light heavyweight, so I'm guessing Serkinov is now going back to 205. And I kind of agree with that. It's like, I don't know really what he got from the 185 experience. It didn't make him faster. I mean, maybe he was a little bit stronger, but it didn't change the way in which he interacted with his opponents in any kind of observable way. So why not just go back with the less weight cut? Menefield's a tough guy to beat, but I think it's winnable in either direction here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what'd he get? He got dehydration and probably tighter abs, Luke, from that experience, but I think he'll be better up. It's not, you gotta do something here. Let's make that move. Let's go for it. There's still some life in there, Luke, okay?
Same card at, I think, bantamweight, Rafael Assunção taking on Victor Henry. Assunção in desperate need, I think, of a win.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. I mean, I have so much. He's just one of those hammers that never got the acclaim, never had his RDA moment to go from behind the scenes, the real fans love him, but he's been in big fights, Luke, and he's always shown up,
He certainly has. Now we move to the next one, UFC Fight Night on October 29th. The Olympian is back, Mark O. Madsen. No, he's not Irish. O is his the beginning initial of his middle name. Taking on Drakkar Klose. Dude, that should be a fun action fight for as long as it lasts. I love the matchmaking here.
Yeah, I'll accept this. Let's do it.
How about this one? Hanato Moicano taking on Brad Riddell, UFC 281. Yes, fucking please.
Wow.
How great is this one, BC?
Yeah, that's like when you go to your favorite band's concert and then they're doing a Zeppelin cover and you're like, really? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Moicano back at 155. Riddell in need of a win quite badly. This is going to be a fun one. These were all going to be from UFC 281. Your
Luke,
girl,
I once asked you your favorite Led Zeppelin album, and you could not produce an answer, and it did make me question whether we were really meant to be coexisting.
It's the one with all the good songs. Karolina Kowalkiewicz taking on Silvana Gomez Juarez. This will be, again, UFC 281. I got to tell you, this should be a winnable fight for Kowalkiewicz. I know Gomez Juarez had a nice win in her last fight, the knockout, but I've not been overly blown away by the Argentine's ability. Kovalkiewicz had a nice rebound. Obviously, we saw this is an interesting one for her.
Yeah, for sure. And, that rebound was so emotional that when anyone gets that at that age in that moment, you have to was that the moment for them just to get back and prove that? Or is this the beginning of something? She's certainly going to have to come out and prove that because she was so flat during that losing streak that it just something seemed wrong. It seemed it was weird to see how quickly she fell off. Let's give her a chance to climb back. This, like you said, could be a winnable fight. It's sad seeing my strawweight heroes go away, Luke, okay?
Same card, Matt Frivola taking on Atman Azaitar. Frivola is a guy who's got like a hell of an engine himself. Kind of been up and down in the octagon against Atman Azaitar, who I think was previously cut for that weird balcony incident or whatever the fuck. But he's back. He's a hammer. He's certainly got big power. We'll see how much happens there. I don't know if you have any thoughts about it.
No, does Frivola use the nickname Rock and Rolla like Anthony Crolla, the boxer, did? Luke,
isn't he Steamrolla, something like that?
Okay, that's not that bad. That's pretty okay.
Now this one is interesting. How about this one? Dan Hooker taking on the Peruvian Prince or Prince of Peru, whichever name he has. Claudio Puelles, again, UFC 281.
What weight, Luke?
Huh?
Is this lightweight now?
Yes,
Hooker?
back at lightweight. Yes, dude, that's a hell of a fight. I love this in both directions. And like Hooker's in need of a win, but dude, old Claudio can fight his ass off. He is not to be fooled with. By the way, obviously, fully bilingual, can do media in English. He might be poised for stardom. That's one to keep your eye on. This kid.
Yeah, dude. It's this dude. Hooker only fights great fights. He only fights great fighters in great fights. I wish he would have had more wins, Luke, during some of those, but. Somebody's got to take the L, Luke. He just keeps coming back, looking to find that spark, and you want to see him get there, Luke. You want to see him find that. All right.
All right, but I'll say this in his defense this time: one, full camp, and number two, the right weight class. Right. So we're in the right weight class for him, and he's going to get a full camp. He's not fighting a top 10 guy. Let's see what he can do.
Not everyone's willing to give money to an old Hooker, Luke, but I still pay to watch him fight.
Da 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 da. Carla Esparza, this is probably going to be your co-main event, who's your existing champion at strawweight, taking on Zhang Weili. BC, do you like this title fight? Do you like this title fight being on the card? I think for me, the answer is mostly yes in both directions.
Yeah, I love it. I love this fight. And this division so rarely ever disappoints, and boy, did that Rose-Carla rematch do that and made sort of like who's the real champ, who's the best fighter at the moment. It's kind of hard to tell. I do think, if anybody, Zhang Weili has been coming on, and I mean, she seemed to have found whatever she was looking for after the high kick loss to Rose. Even though she lost the rematch, she looked really focused. She looked really confident. The game plan changes have been good, and then obviously she made quick work of Joanna in outrageously spectacular fashion. So this, I mean, as the co-main to Adesanya and Pineda, give me that, Luke. New York City, let's go, bro. This is good. I mean, Weili may make a run here, Luke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't count Rose out. Rose flip-flops. You can't count her out. Mackenzie Dern's coming on. There's some fighters here. Always.
And we'll see. Tatiana Suarez, she's still out there rehabbing and getting ready and everything. She seems like she's getting pretty close to a return, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, we move away from UFC 281. Now we're November 19th, which could be the weekend. We don't know yet. But again, one of the rumored weekends that could potentially be the Spence versus Crawford fight if they end up making it. Vanessa Demopoulos, who we saw out in Vegas our last time out, taking on Maria Oliveira. Vanessa Demopoulos showing a little bit of life in ways that I wasn't sure that we were going to see, but good for her. She's done it.
And she makes fun fights, Luke. And sometimes she's takes, sometimes she finds gets really close to losing before she finds a way to win, and that certainly makes her really. I mean, she's factory MMA approved. If you're looking for that answer, Luke. Okay, if we were a real, managerial team or promotion, we'd be. I mean, she makes fun fights. Let's keep going. Let's do it.
All right. Bob Lawler, Robbie Lawler, just taking on. I mean, we talk about RDA's resume and Jeremy Stevens' resume, and it's up and it's down, but it's just nothing but hammers. How about fucking Robbie Lawler now taking on Santiago Ponzinibbio? Dude, Robbie Lawler. I mean, for folks who don't realize this, Robbie Lawler knocked out Tiki Gosen, who has been a manager for fighters for over a decade. This motherfucker is so old, he has knocked out fighters turned managers.
I don't want to get fearful of the amount of damage, but he came up in the Bettendorf, Miletich
fighting systems, yes.
Every practice session is a full-on fight. Like that, he came up old school.
Dude, I mean, he fought Evan Tanner. I mean, and shit like that. Like, it's unbelievable that he's still around, but I do worry about the damage. Anyway, it will continue. UFC 282, December 10th. God bless him. Love the fight.
That's good. This could be a war. It's going to be a war.
That's right. It's going to be fucking insane.
Wow.
And then last but not least, this is, you mentioned do or die. I do think it might be do or die for Duran Win. I like Duran a lot, but after that last performance against Phil Hawes, seems like the writing is going to be in the wall. If you want to stick around, you got to win this one. Julian
He's hungry.
Marquez.
I mean, he's tough as shit, but I don't know, Luke.
December 17th for this one, Marquez versus Win.
Former Golden Boy MMA star, Luke. Okay,
that's right. Along with Tom Lawler.